The relentless rainfall has transformed the landscape in Christian County. A heavily traveled road and popular fishing destination are closed tonight. News Channel 20's Brett Baldeck shows us some of the problems Taylorville residents dealt with this evening.
More than 6 inches of rain since this weekend, causing lots of problems across Taylorville, including this washed out roadway that you see behind me. Residents say that this is the old cemetery bridge, and it's just one of dozens of roads impacted by flooding.
I've never seen it this high.
Flooded roads, no match for drivers in Taylorville. Route 1300 North became a river of its own, forcing drivers to turn around. The nearby Old Cemetery Bridge closed due to high water. Meanwhile, the Lake Taylorville Dam looked more like the mighty Niagara Falls.
In a way, yeah, the way it's coming over the dam there, I've never seen it come over the dam like that.
It's a spectacle area residents just had to see for themselves.
This usually is hardly any water at all. Like I say, there's a catwalk at the bottom that people fish off of that's totally underwater, and you never see water back beyond the bridge like this. I never have.
Curious drivers stopped along that bridge to take a look. It's a piece of roadway that was recently rebuilt over the past year.
This is a first. I'm sure glad they put in the new bridge last year, or the other one would have just drifted away.
Although the power of Mother Nature is reshaping the Taylorville landscape, some residents say this weather is just fine for December.
Well, I think a lot of people have come to the same conclusion. It'd rather be rain than snow.
Now, there are many roads across Christian County that are flooded, but not all of them are closed. Emergency crews do remind people that although the roads aren't closed, the flooding is still very dangerous, and they encourage you to turn around, don't drown. Reporting in Taylorville, Brett Baldeck, News Channel 20.
Severe flooding is destroying homes in Christian County and making it very difficult for many to leave their homes. News Channel 20's Brendan Cullerton shows us how residents are doing there tonight.
Kincaid residents tried to push through the water on the roads to get to work, but some cars, like Kirsten Johnson's, didn't make it.
It flooded right there in Dollar General's parking lot. Yeah, my husband decided he wanted to check it out and drive through it.
Others, like Heather Holly, decided not to risk it and called her boss to get out of work.
She did not believe us. We have to have the chief of police to call us off of work.
She had no choice when it came to the flooding at her house.
Oh, you could put a boat back there. I think here in a little bit you'll probably need a rowboat just to get out.
But she's one of the lucky ones. The damage is even worse in other areas.
We have several houses that's been evacuated at this time. It looks like some houses are going to be a complete loss. They're trying to save them. People are staying with other family members for safety until the rain subsides.
Resident Gary Sedlock has spent the day bailing water out of his mother-in-law's house. He says the South Fork Lake should be redirected so this doesn't happen again.
If it was in more of a straight line, or if they would straighten it out, we wouldn't have this flooding. Yeah, that's one way to cure this, take care of that.
Residents say the city only gets a flood even close to this bad every 20 to 25 years, but no one can remember one causing this much damage. Brendan Cullerton, News Channel 20.
New information tonight. Just before 10 this morning, 2 bodies were found in an overflown creek in Burkhout Township in rural Christian County. According to the Christian County coroner, the deaths were flood related. News Channel 20's Eric Feldman joins us live on the scene with the latest on the investigation.
As we were approaching this scene today, we had to stop driving. As you can see, the tracks where you can drive completely stop and it becomes water, a lot of water, a completely overflown creek. And that's where authorities say they found 2 bodies this morning.
Maggie, at least half a dozen homes are surrounded by water here in Kincaid. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a look at one of those homes. Now, the residents that live inside that home are still inside as we speak. They've been using a boat all day to get back and forth. Now, Route 104 remains closed in Kincaid. Yesterday, customers at a nearby Dollar General were evacuated as water started to rise. Their cars still sit in the parking lot surrounded by water. As of tonight, multiple cars are also submerged in driveways and along Route 104. Residents left their homes on their own while they still could. One family was forced to sleep in their car overnight.
It was kept on rising and rising. After it got from one block to the next, we just had to leave.
It rained, I mean, so hard, a lot of times you couldn't even hardly see out the door.
Now, that first woman we spoke with was waiting by her home all day, waiting for a boat so she could go rescue her pets. Now, officials are not expecting Route 104 or people to return to their homes for the next couple of days as the water continues to rise, and it's going to take, again, a couple of days for it to recede down back to normal levels. Reporting live in Kincaid, Brett Baldeck, News Channel 20.
Yesterday at this time, we were dodging raindrops with some occasionally heavy rain that was pelting the area. But now all that rain is long gone. Instead, right now we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, still a thick canopy of clouds all here across central Illinois. And those clouds will be very, very stubborn to move away from the area. But again, luckily the rain is gone, but we are still seeing the residual effects from all this heavy rainfall yesterday. In fact, there's still a flash flood watch in effect for Sangamon County, especially the area around Sugar Creek and just south of Spalding Dam. That stays in effect until the early morning hours tomorrow. Then all those areas shaded in green around Champaign, Urbana, Danville, down towards Shelbyville, Effingham, all the way westbound over towards St. Louis. That is a flood warning in effect. So again, the rivers and streams are still quite swollen. Still some serious flooding issues going on, at least for the next few days or so.
We have team coverage of the wicked weather this morning. Evan Peterson is in Dawson, where floodwater is threatening the village's water treatment plant. And News Channel 20's Eric Feldman is live in Petersburg.
Where we're standing right now, we're expected this to be flooded with water by this time tomorrow from the Sangamon River behind us. And this is really a race against the clock. Officials and people expected to work throughout the night in order to try and mitigate the damage and the flooding that's expected to happen in downtown Springfield. We're going to show you a little bit about what's being done right now. So right across these railroad tracks, there is a wall that is being built. It's right now, it's about 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide. A lot of this canvas that's going to be filled with the sand that is right over here. It's about as tall as I am, and this is just some of the sand that's going to be used. A lot more is coming, and the wall, as you saw, it's starting to be put up right now, and it's going to be going across these railroad tracks, parallel to these railroad tracks, all the way down to that red building. That is a Pizza Hut, so it's going to span about 4 or 5 blocks.
Here in Dawson this morning, a wall of sandbags is all that's keeping this plant operational, and 2,100 people roughly with clean running water.
But that hasn't stopped water from coming underneath the wall. You can see we're stepping in some of this water right now, and that's come from the storm sewer system, which is right now completely overloaded. So there were crews out here today, and they were building these wells. You can see they are filled with sandbags, and they surround drains where water has been coming up because the storm sewers are overloaded, and it usually goes into the Sangamon River. That's where the water goes out to. But because that's flooded, the water has gone back through the same pipe. Instead of going out to the river, has come out into the city.
Which holds the water in place, lets it rise and fall. Corps of Engineers helped us with that. So we think we're going to hold that and keep no problem whatsoever.
Again, the crest is expected tomorrow around 10 p.m., about a foot lower than was projected yesterday. But the mayor says that the numbers and the times could continue to change into tomorrow. He says he expects homes and businesses in the area to be safe, but knows that they're really not out of the woods yet. He says an evacuation plan is being set right now if the river crests over the wall and if the levee breaks, that there would be a siren that sounds and people in the area would be evacuated.
There still are some issues with the rivers. They haven't crested yet.
No doubt. I mean, I was checking some of the river statements and some of the flood reports that we've had coming in, and no doubt a lot of these rivers and streams may not actually crest until maybe sometime tomorrow, perhaps as late as Saturday, and in some instances as late as Monday. So because of that, again, rivers are still exceptionally high, so just be really careful out there. It's going to take several days before these floodwaters finally recede.